Hello all, welcome to Ambari Cloud YouTube channel. And part of Ambari Cloud LLM Learning, I want to walk through what are the YouTubes I will be recording soon. And I started already recording. And so we will be learning about, the type dict of the class, Pydantic and data class. So these are essential classes, libraries one should aware and practice. Then you should have very strong knowledge. Of course, Python dictionary, lists, and for loops. But you should be a strong Python developer and part of LLM learning and agentic. Then we will be teaching the document reader, right? How to read documents. So before you look at this video also, then check the document search workflow. I have a video already uploaded. So we're going to read about document reader, how to read documents, like, different kind of documents, like, PDFs, text, and, web pages. And then we will walk through a lot of examples. Then I'll upload those examples. Then, we also learn about how to create a document, which is a long chain document type. Then we learn about page split, and then how to split the document split as a pages. Then we'll also learn about how to do chunks. And then within the chunks, we also learn about overlapping. And then we're going to learn about embedding, converting a document, right, a chunk or document page to, and the dimensional, how to use different transformers. Mostly we're going to use OpenAI. Then how to load into vector database, right? So there we will be learning Milvus and the Postgres PG vector. Then some of the in-memory vector databases. Then we're going to walk through how to load it and how to query it. And then we look at the index and then how to design the index and along with your document design. Okay. So yeah, if you look at here, I have a PG vector example too. Then we're going to learn about OpenAI, chart OpenAI, what is the difference between simple AI and OpenAI and chart OpenAI. Then we're going to discuss about LLM versus chain LLMs, and not much different, but what is the purpose of it. So when you use LLM direct answer question, or when you use chain. Then we're going to learn about messages, human messages, then AI message, and then system message when we use, and what are the use of those. And when you send this to LLM, how to configure. So LLM knows everything, but except your data. So when you send your data to LLM, and then you're going to ask LLM, you have to give a direction to the LLM. So that's where you're going to learn about messages. Then we're going to learn about models, right? The chat model, and again, going back to chain models, right? Then we're going to discuss how to instantiate and how to use it and all the stuff. Then we're going to learn about tools, right? How to create a tool. For example, LLM knows everything, but it may not be knowing your company calculation, data calculations. Or LLM, you want to know more today's weather, then how to create a tool and then attach those tools to LLM. Right? Then, we're going to learn about message states, right? So for that, this is where you're going to learn about type dict and then the base Pydantic and data classes, right? That's where we're going to look at it. Then we will learn about reducers. Again, this is mostly as we reach to the land graph nodes, how the data is, when you add the data, then, you want to have your state. Basically, it's mostly, talking about the state of your graph. Then we're going to discuss more a deep dive on RAG, retrieve. So you have a document, you have a embedding, you have a vector store, then you want to know how to store it. Then you already practiced that. Then after that, we need to know how to retrieve. Then once you retrieve, what kind of retrievers you apply, and then you get the data. Then you do ranking, and then you send it to your LLM. So we will dive into that. Then we have a different retrieval QA chain, conversational retrieval chains we will be learning. If you look at here, how to set up and how to configure and when to use and all the stuff. Then we're gonna multi-query. So sometimes your query, you want to generate by itself multiple queries, right? So it queries, send it to LLM, it queries, send it to LLM, then it gives the best answer for us. We will look at them, when to use multi-query retriever. And then we also learn simple sequential, multiple tasks, where the output of one step service to the input of other next. Basically, we're going to learn about sequential, but a simple sequential. Then we're going to learn about rephrase. Okay, you submit a query, but you want to have a rephrase. So your query will be sent to LLM, then does the rephrase, basically rewrite of your query. And then self-query retriever. So here, converting them into structured query to use language. So basically, it's kind of a rephrase, but a little bit different. We will dive into, and then how we're going to use self-query retrievers. Then assembler, right? Here, you're going to store your data into multiple retrievers, right? Then every retriever behaves differently. For example, here, the retriever BM25 versus Melvus or Pinecone, they have their own methods of retrieving data. So, but we're going to use them as an average of that. Kind of think is an assembler is kind of an average. And then we're going to learn about re-ranking. Let's say your query retrieves many documents, and there are many similar documents. But then we don't want to send those many to LLM, and it's going to cause expensive because it's going to use a lot of tokens. Then we're going to apply re-ranking. Then, we use the re-ranking, BM25. So you apply re-ranking of your documents, and then you choose only, most relevant top ranked documents. Then, of course, one more vector DB and RAG combination. We will practice more. You need to have a deep understanding of vector DB and RAG. See, document split and reader split and chunks, those are easy parts. But a more deep dive on the vector database, more deep dive on the RAG, and then how to apply. Once you have these understanding, then you can easily define and design your agents. And then we'll also look at cache augmented. So if you have a small documents, there is no need of to store it, and then you can send it directly to the LLM. And at the same time, you apply the memory, and then how you can use it. So we have one project we did for that. I will show that. Then, of course, prompts. A lot of people say, prompt engineering. Don't get confused. There is nothing like a prompt engineering. It is an art. And you learn about, how you more clearly, precisely, elaborately, whatever you call, to tell to LLM to do these things and don't do these things, right? So do's and don'ts, what you want to do done by LLM. And so that way LLM will act properly to prevent hallucination. So that's where you learn about templates and prompts, and different prompt styles, SQL prompts, and we will dive into more. And then also, while we are going through, we will also look at parent-child chunks and how the chunks are related. That way you send more context data. So then instead of sending independent chunks away. And then we're going to practice on document summarization. This is just a small practice. And then we're going to learn about glue catalog. Then we're going to learn about a Spark SQL. Then we're going to learn about Spark data frame agents. And this is one of the application, we are practicing in the project Streamlight application. We look at it. Then we're going to use how to use DuckDB in LLM. Then, so then we deep dive with some of the projects. While we are doing, then we should learn about some Python dictionaries, type dictionaries, and then we're gonna discuss about the pedantic and also data classes. Then once you reach to this level, then you can easily build your graphs. It's easy, right? And graphs is nothing but Airflow with the DAGs. Think about you have a nodes, then you want to know which node to go to next, what node, what the particular node does. So we will walk through those, and we will dive into how to build conditional edge nodes. So we will look at, this is one of the application we built it, small application. Then we will do deep dive, then step by step on this in this learning process. Later, I will dive into Crew AI, but right now not. In the future, yes. I have a project on the Crew AI, how to do that. Then of course, we're going to learn about pedantic, data classes, then, then we will learn about some binding tools examples. Then keep adding more. Then eventually our goal is also fine-tuning the model. So OpenAI then you can add your data into OpenAI. So it is going to be OpenAI plus your data, right? So think about you open the head of the OpenAI and then add some of your SQLs, your models, your documents. So that way it will then give more proper answers and less hallucination. So here, as I said, Python, then documents, pages, chunks, and parents and small chunks, summarization, embedding, and hypothetical embedding, then vector stores, models, RAG. We will learn about different RAGs. Then prompts, prompt templates, and Spark, DuckDB, then finally long graph. Then we're going to build a couple of projects. So long graph is, if you get a handle of long graph, which is basically agentic, everybody talks about agents now. Then you can start building applications. So it's going to be more, you feel good if you practice all this. We have a lot of code, a lot of practice, but of course, then you take some, I will give you some use cases, then you build it, and I will show how easily you can build it. Of course, we're going to use ChatGPT, how to build those. Then you understand the long graph, long chain and long graph, the APIs. Then also simultaneously you will learn this iceberg. And part of my goal is of this class, you should be able to do a lot of SQL, text to SQL using an iceberg, right? And then you should be able to query iceberg tables, identify the partitions of the iceberg or snapshots, and then maybe do evaluating the partitions of iceberg. That's all I want to do through long chain or through AI agentic model. Meanwhile, also check my LinkedIn profile. I have a lot of blog posts I posted in LinkedIn where different small use cases there. So start looking at it, and keep watching my Ambari Cloud YouTube channel. There's a lot of YouTubes and keep adding it daily. So now onwards, I'm going to add daily. So as of last 3 months, I've not done much work, but I'm going to add more. Then also I'm going to add some generic playlist also. Hey, what do you need to do? Okay, I just dropped my table. What do you do? Yes, I added a run book, but small videos, right? I'm going to add, then that way, then keep interactive way, then we can learn more things. Keep learning, always learning. Okay. Any questions, send me an email, skondapalli@ambaricloud.com. Thank you. Bye now.